Iran has strongly condemned new sanctions imposed by the European Union and the United Kingdom and has warned it will retaliate. Dozens of individuals linked to the regime were targeted, but both Brussels and London stopped short of designating the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guards, as a terrorist organisation. For more, we're joined by Camelia Entekabifad. She's the editor-in-chief of the Independent Persian. Great to have you with us as always, Camelia.
Thank you so much, Lara, for hosting.
Surely, Camelia, there is a certain level of relief in Tehran that the IRGC was not listed as a terrorist organisation. The EU and the UK didn't go that far after all.
There was a relief, but I believe from the beginning, even they didn't believe there would be sanction. I mean, the IRGC. There is a very big game is ongoing on behind the scene, which is much more interesting, or we should to say unpredicted for the Iranian oppositions, for us and for anyone else to believe that this simple EU's sitting of their ministers were about to speaking only Iran demonstrations and regime changes, and they were willing to put the IRGC in the terrorist list. I believe that still they are so actively looking to get engaged with Tehran over its nuclear program. Just a few minutes ago, Joseph Borrell was in the EU Parliament, and he said clearly that Biden administration is after to making deal with Iran over its nuclear program. And he says Iran has enough enriched uranium to make the bomb. However, they are not able to do so. So I try to tell you, for them, they understand that if they want to put the IRGC in the terrorist list, they have to forget sitting with the regime people and reach the deal over a program which is quite very important and very dangerous for the US and for the EUs. That was one of the reasons I believe Iranian regime people didn't believe the EUs wanted to put them in the terrorist list.
And they have come out with a lot of threats today. When Tehran talks about retaliation, are these empty threats, or might there actually be some kind of consequences for Europe?
One of the biggest threats already they imposed, and that was another aspect of some of the IRGC members put in the terrorist list, is their drones. Their drones, Iranian drones, the regime drones, has a significant impact at the war between Russia and Ukraine. And we heard in the past few days ago their condemnation.
That's the drones being, sorry to interrupt, that's the drones being sold to Russia.
Yes, that drones, exactly. And that was the biggest threat. And this is one of the main concerns from the States and also from the US and also from the EUs. We're thinking this retaliation maybe means more impose of sending the drones. These drones make the fates of the war, in my opinion, and some of the other strategies change between the US, Russia, and the US allies and Russia's war in Ukraine. And maybe that was another reason for we heard yesterday they were sitting and discussing it. The IRGC has to put on the terrorist list. Unfortunately, I am like many other Iranians so disappointed we're not seeing the sanctions imposed on the IRGC. But when I put myself in the shoes of the person who has to review the facts and have a judgment to understand the reason for, I'm seeing this game is much bigger and wider that we were seeing that today as the simple things that they want to support Iranian people and they are willing to make the regime changes. If I have a minute, I could say they will go to confront Iranian regime when this war between the United States and NATO allies and Russia is over. By then they can come to sit and discuss the regime fates and regime changes and wider reaction towards the Islamic Republic.
Can I just ask you briefly, Camelia, about the situation on the streets of Iran? Is the protest movement still going strong? Is there still momentum?
The protest is not as strong as it was before, and it's still it doesn't mean it's over. It still is ongoing. We have this up and down in the past years ago. As much as Iranians find an opportunity and the momentum to demonstrate, they are at the streets. We cannot say if it's over. We cannot say if they are not coming back to the street again tomorrow, especially with this economy, with these changes between the rate of the US dollars and local currency and the frustration in Tehran and all those executions. I am seeing that in the picture in here soon. Again, we would see a massive demonstrations.
Okay, Camelia, thank you very much indeed. Camelia Entekabifadeh there.